Hi friends, so for some of you that may not have known, we purchased a new build in Arizona less than a year ago. So I figured we'd get on and do a little video. That's my husband there. If you don't know, now you know. So we purchased a new build here in Arizona a couple of months ago. So we wanted to hop on and do a short little video about what we learned from purchasing our first new build in Arizona and maybe what we would do differently or not do at all.
Yeah.
I am a realtor right here in the state of Arizona. So if you are even thinking about moving to Arizona, make sure you reach out. Call, text, email, however you want to connect, reach out. I got your back.
She has your back.
What are some reasons on why you wanted a new build versus a resale home?
First of all, guys, she said, let's do a video, and then she said, weird, and then she points the camera at me.
You, me?
While I'm driving. What was the question?
What are some reasons why we chose to buy a new build versus a resale home?
There's a lot of reasons. Warranty. Obviously, you get the warranty of the new build, and you know that whatever you're using is used by you and your family only at that time of purchase. So you kind of know the history of things in the house and how they stand as far as quality and longevity. That's really big. Now there are some extended warranties and other warranties you can get with non-new builds, but that was big for us. Another thing I think that was big for us was it was a clean slate.
Yeah.
Right. It's something that we can build up to what we want.
Yeah.
The house to look like.
Yeah, exactly. That I feel like definitely when we were looking at where we should live here in Arizona, we took a lot of things in consideration, and most importantly is location.
Yeah.
That we know that this home isn't going to be our forever home here in Arizona. I want like a plantation, but we knew that we wanted it to be a good investment near schools and in a good area, and just we looked for different locations for a long time, and then once we were set on a location as far as within a certain like square that we had, we saw that new builds were popping up in a particular area, so we wanted to hop on it as soon as possible before the incentives ended.
Yes.
There was a lot of incentives when we purchased.
Yeah.
So that was a huge factor also.
Yeah, and getting into a new build in an area, you made a good point. The West Valley over here it's growing fast, and it's growing like wildflowers. And we're not people who think of just like tomorrow. We think of like years from now.
Yeah. We
think of the future and what the value of our home would be then, and that's why we chose to buy a new build in this particular area. It's growing. It's something that we wanted to hop on.
Yeah. Okay, so after location and home warranty, what are some other reasons? Oh, definitely, like you had said, for us to kind of make it our own upgrades, that we have a clean slate. And for us to do this together has been a fun experience. I think personally, even though I'm a realtor, I feel like designing the landscaping for the backyard was the best part.
Yeah.
Don't you think? I mean,
absolutely.
And probably because we purchased a spec home, so we didn't get to like design what type of countertops and all of that. So we just kind of did a spec home. And so once we got the backyard done, that's when we can really design it together, and what does he like, what do I like, type thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was very big, and we were just talking the other day about final product of our backyard. Our backyard is one that we want it to be usable, and I think out of anyone in our neighborhood at this moment in time, our backyard is probably one of the most usable backyards out there.
Yeah. That
it makes me feel so good because it's just an extension of our home. But I mean, there's so many other factors that play into our reasons, but those are just a handful, I think, for us.
Yeah.
Obviously, you said the vicinity of our kids' school was important, something that we can get to and from. My job, her job, and then just the area. Is the neighborhood, is it quiet? Is it loud? We're not loud. We don't like loud neighborhoods, and we're not big city people. So that some people love city. You love city. We have it here.
And you know, most of the new builds are going to be towards the suburbs because that's where the land is to build. Yes, some can pop up, you know, in inner Phoenix, but not nearly as many new builds that are out here in the West Valley, like on the other side of the 303, and there's a lot of new builds popping up here.
Yeah. And it's, you know, now's the time. You know, we just went through some models right now that of new builds, right? That, and I was thinking of when we were younger and just, you know, coming up, it's like, wow, you know, they had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, you know, or, you know, the smaller, which for me now, we wouldn't look at that, but I'm thinking about early on, that's something that we'd hop onto. And if you're young and you're just, you know, you're just starting out, guys, we saw some really nice new builds out here that you would want to hop on because nice starter homes. I mean, these are perfect starter homes, and they utilize the space so well.
Yeah.
Some of them 3 bedrooms, some of them 4 bedrooms. You know, 2-bath, 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
You know, that actually brings up a good point that for me, a huge reason why I wanted a new build versus a resale home, because in my mind, I already knew what I wanted each room to be. And in some of the resale homes going throughout, it was hard to imagine myself there in someone else's house, because I immediately get the feeling that it's somebody else's house. So just being a new build just gave me a completely different feeling. And if you can afford it, and a couple of things for you to know if you can afford it is if you have a healthy credit score, if you've been in a job for longer than 2 years, and you know, you speak with your lender to see about getting pre-qualified, then from there, I mean, just don't shoot yourself down. If you want a house, get a house. Yeah,
some people believe it's unattainable, like, and I think that's such a false frame of mind to be in. You know, you know, you got to start somewhere. So if it's unattainable now, imagine how it's going to be in the future. It's going to be even more unattainable. But it's not that. It's attainable. You just have to do the steps involved to get the place you want. And you know, Brittaney does a very good job with doing that. You know, people who are interested, when they take that first step, you'd be surprised how smooth that process is with getting that home. And get your first home, and it starts with your first, move on to your next, and it could be a stepping stone, or it could be something that you're going to use for rental or for just investment.
My face looks huge.
Either way. Either way.
So yes, so that's why we purchased a new build here in Arizona. Anything else on why we purchased a new build? We're about to go show a house to a client that I have here, so we're trying to stay on schedule. But is there anything else?
Like we said, Brittaney's a realtor in the state of Arizona, and she does an amazing job. If you guys have any questions and you want interest on how to purchase your home and get into your home, you know who to call.
Bye.